7-story, it's a 6-story above ground. There's 2 levels of parking. Then we've got 5 living floors above that. Building in Evanston at the corner of Emerson and Green Bay. And the lot in that has a gentle curve to it. So we took that curve and we transposed that into the building. So the building runs in a 90-degree arc instead of being, so it's not straight and square, you know, it's a rounded quarter of a circle, which allowed us to, we've got some pretty interesting architecture in some of the units. The layouts are a little unconventional, but one of the things that people had a hard time envisioning was just from a 2-dimensional piece of paper or a display, and they'd see the floor plan layout, they couldn't really tell. They're like, wow, I kind of get it. But now that we have the building up and people walk through it, they're like, oh, wow, okay. I get it, I understand it. Wow, that's really neat. So there's, instead of, you know, having your square walls, there's some angle to them, and it causes some pie shaping to the units. And people walk in and when they see it for the first time, they're like, I get it, I understand. And everybody that's walked through and seen the units now they're like, oh, this is neat. I like the feel, something different, and it's been received very well. An interesting thing I noticed the other day walking through the corridors with the superintendent. Normally you're walking down a corridor and you see straight down the corridor. We were walking through the corridor and there's kind of you've got a disappearing corner as you keep walking through the building, and which I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Something I hadn't seen before. Hadn't even noticed in the 18, 20 months that I've spent walking through this thing, building it. So just kind of finding little nuances every day. The building is a brick exterior with a silver-cladded aluminum on the top 2 floors. Every unit has a balcony, very generous sized outside space, and you're just going to have to come by to see how interesting the units do look in person, or check the website. You can see the floor plans, and if that's something that's interesting, you should come out and see what it looks like in 3 dimensions.